all, Marcella Sullivan with Datasmith here, and thank you for joining me today. Here at Datasmith, we are always staying up on the newest and latest technologies, and with companies and organizations reopening to the public, we're noticing a huge change in the visitor guidelines, specifically pertaining to health and safety regulations. So in order to meet those new challenges, we're presented with, there are some really great solutions that can help better manage the concerns that we're facing today. And with me, I have Mike Statura from LG and Richard Towner with 22 Miles. So thank you both for joining me today.
Thanks, Marcy.
Thank you.
So Mike, I was talking with you a little bit about different verticals. Do you want to chat a little bit about the health protocols and what you're doing over there at LG?
Yeah, absolutely. Thank you so much for inviting me. Again, really within the display space, informing the public has been the most important initiative that we've seen. So it may be something as simple as having a display in a window that says, please wait here, or here are our new store hours. This entrance is closed. Please go around the side. Something along those lines. But getting the information out has been the most critical component of this. We're still seeing a lot of applications where it's an 8.5 by 11 piece of paper with just some handwritten notes on there. So working with data as it becomes more available to manipulate digital signage to help inform the public to keep people safer has really been the critical component. LG displays, we put them on a cart, slide them right up to a window, and they actually have some technology built into them that has processing power. So it's called system on chip, and that works really well within the software community. But LG's just the display. Really, the magic is brought from a lot of the software partners. And Richard with 22 Miles, they have a really neat solution that's truly helping keep the public safer. Richard, do you want to take a few minutes and talk about some of the changes you've seen within the marketplace and what 22 Miles is doing within the health protocol initiatives?
Yes, thank you, Mike. As Mike said, we're a software company. We're very innovative within the digital signage space. That's actually our main focus. We have a content management system, a fully shared cloud, centralized managed content for digital signage and other interactive signage even. But what we've came up with, even just as early as just March, is a sensor integration for a thermal sensor. We use a FLIR sensor, and we came up with a product called Temp Defend. So the biggest obvious need we saw was people returning to work or school or some other industries where they're trying to reopen, like hospitality or others, places where they need to be temperature scanned and do it in a touchless, contactless way. So we developed a integration within our software. We also have machine learning to increase the accuracy, but that at the basic level, I'll let all you guys get back to some questions, but it just senses their temperature, scans their skin, is within 1 degree of accuracy, and then our software can add other actionable, helpful things that people would need from a self-service side. It could be a video call. It could be, you could do facial recognition to identify what employee is being scanned when, or a badge scan. There's a lot of different technologies within just this one product called Temp Defend.
Richard, and that's awesome. Can you tell us a little bit more about the features that Temp Defend offers?
Yeah, we have so far built 3 tiers into the product. So the basic is for, it could fit a lot of different industries, but it's offline. It doesn't collect any statistics, and it doesn't have any of the more advanced features we'll talk about later, but it just scans. And there could be very little edits to the actual user interface, but that's for someone who just wants that base feature. And it just gives people extra comfort in knowing that they're walking into a building being safe and vice versa. So that's the basic tier. The next one's premium, and that's for companies or buyers to have a system that's more customized. It can be branded with their logo. It's online. They get statistics of all the scans and temperatures of the day. And then it also allows other optional, like a la carte add-ons. So you could do a video call like we're doing right now on the kiosk. You don't have to touch anything. It starts off with just like a 10-inch tablet, or it can ramp up to, with LG, we have a 32-inch kiosk through Peerless as well. We'll get into the installation maybe options, but you can talk to the system. It has voice control, so you don't have to touch anything. You're standing 4 feet away from the system, and obviously you don't need anyone with a scanner there scanning them. So it's all self-service. You can talk to the system, say call if something happens or they just want assistance. And then there's other features you can add on the back end if needed. And the top tier is receptionist, and that's almost a strictly virtual receptionist. The system will automatically wake up and start the video call when the person just walks up to the system. So it's a different workflow. It's a hand-holding option. And actually, there's one more tier. It's called multi-scan. So that can sense up to 10 people at once and track their temperatures. So it's different than maybe the 10-inch tablet, but that can be connected to like an LG display, and someone maybe sitting at a security desk or a lobby can just be monitoring people as they walk in. You can take a live screenshot if there is a high temperature, and you can automatically email or text someone. So these are all the different kind of feature sets within the one Temp Defend technology that we've kind of grouped into different product bundles.
Those are some really awesome features for sure. You had mentioned installation. Can you tell us a little bit more about the installation and deployment options you offer?
Yeah, again, we're a software company, and we are using the FLIR sensor. And everything's US made, by the way. That's a key point about our solution. So there's a lot of other solutions out there that are more one note as well, but they're also coming from China. So we're using a US sensor. It's the best in the market. We're 22 Miles is a US company. And then the different hardware options, we're hardware agnostic. So the 10-inch could just be running on a Microsoft Surface tablet, very economical, and that's we have some 22-inch options with like different vendors like AOpen or ELO, and then like we talked about for maybe something more permanently installed, because it can double later. Let's say COVID is gone in a year, which we all hope, or sooner, then you can use this as a full permanently installed kiosk with virtual receptionist. Let's say we have directory with wayfinding, so our software can be added on later. But the top level could be like a 32-inch LG within a full kiosk. And then like Peerless, our mutual partner, has that bundle with 22 miles and LG in it. And you could think of like a large 32-inch kiosk, what that would look like. And you can add like hand sanitizers add-ons on there, or printers. Let's say a badge printer is another for visitors, is another cool feature I forgot to mention. But let's say you get scanned and you got a good temperature, then you're able to print a badge and continue. It's basic access control.
Okay, great. And I know that you started touching on some of the advanced integrations. Are there any other integrations that Temp Defend offers or that we should know about?
Yeah, the biggest would probably be within the corporate space. The hot one is facial recognition, but that's not for the public. I don't think that fits a lot of industries. There's privacy issues, obviously. But for corporate, with employees that can opt in, it's an easy way to identify without having to swipe a badge. Let's say they have a badge system. We're integrating with the employee management system. So immediately we know what employee is scanning when, what their temperature was, and then it would go back to a back-end employee management system, so they can have their own automated notifications and things set to maybe automatically contact them, or just have the logs for later. So that's probably the hottest one, the facial recognition right now.
And you were mentioning too that they could actually, if that individual had if their face scan was too high of a temperature, they could deactivate their badge to actually prevent them access to going in.
Yes, that's another, we call access control. So that is a good example of just integrating with third-party systems. In this case, it's a badge system, but still that's our software working with the SDK of a badge hardware, and then whatever database that's linked to. We could do it very simply. We could just host like a CSV file, so it's not actually touching their it's actually less expensive that way. But it's up to the company what their security policies will allow and the budget they have. But we could just have like a list, basically like an Excel file of all the employees and their access ID codes, and our system can just cross-reference with that, or we can integrate into the full third-party employee management system.
I mean, it sounds like a very well thought out solution, and can definitely help out a ton of different companies and organizations with really making sure that their work environment is safe for their employees as well as their customers that are coming in and out. So that's great information. Mike or Richard, is there anything else that you think that our future customers or clients might need to know about this solution?
Really, it's just getting the right information to the right person at the right time. You're trying to keep the public safe. There's a lot of information that needs to be conveyed to the public, and it's just a great option
Sure.
to get that information out very quickly in an autonomous way as well. So,
Absolutely, I couldn't agree anymore.
Add on to what Mike said, the digital signage is huge. The one last thing I would say on the centralized communications, the one last thing I'd say on Temp Defend is it's ready to be shipped now. That's also another key advantage. It's made in the U.S. and it's ready to be shipped now. We have about a 2 to 3 week turnaround time. The sensors are here. Our software is the software. It's just really about what hardware you choose. So that's another thing, is that other solutions aren't ready to be shipped for months still. So just make that note.
Yeah, that's perfect. Well, thank you both so much for your time. The information was extremely insightful. And for anyone out there that is interested in learning more, I'll be sure to place our contact information below for you to reach out to us. Otherwise, thank you again and have a great day. And thank you both for your time as well. I appreciate it. I'll talk to you
Thanks so
guys
much
soon.
for having us.
thanks, Marcy.
Bye.
Bye.